Welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. Hey, my nosy people. Well, go on. I hope everyone is blessed. I want to say a big thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to Nosy People Them Crew. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button. Anyway, I came on here to talk about Growing Up Hip Hop. It was the final episode for the season, and it ended with the whole Sam and Egypt wedding, which we're not surprised about. We already know that they're married. I still think it was a stupid thing to do to get married to someone who is facing time, but that is Egypt's life and her very silly decision. Interesting to see Pep actually have a chat with her and kind of try and tell her no. You can see that Egypt has very much got her mindset. For this occasion, I feel like she definitely was kind of pushing it, because to me, Sam was giving it inkling like he wasn't that keen to get married, but was going along with it because that's what Egypt wanted to do. And obviously, he benefits from it all anyway. Treach, again, disappointing. I feel like as parents, yes, they have to support their daughter to an extent, of course, but I'm like, looking at Pep, like, you're supposed to be Jamaican background, like where? Because no, people, my family would not be having it. They'd be up in arms and would be cussing or Sam chatting about we idol, and that can't really work. But she went along to go and support her daughter, and they did what they thought was best. But the wedding itself, I personally think it was a bit trash, and it could have been much better for her, and I believe that what Pep was saying was right. She should have waited to have a better wedding, a more appropriate wedding. The dress, sorry for those who like the dress, I didn't like it. I think it's very market glam, very market cheap. That wedding venue also looked, pretty basic. It just was really, like, to me, a very cheap, quick, dry wedding with not a lot of loved ones were there. Obviously, your mum and dad, that's key. But there's a lot of people who probably would have wanted to be there. And to think that you guys kicked up so much fuss about having your wedding in Jamaica and how TT stole your idea and all this stuff, and you end up getting married in a cheap chapel. But, they're married now, so good luck to them. But I do feel like, from the parents' perspective, just watching them, I feel like Treach, he does a lot of tough talking, but I feel like he kind of, melts away when it comes to his daughter or something, because to me, he kind of checks Sam slightly, but he could have put it on him a little bit more. I suppose just doesn't want to kind of push away Egypt, but I just think it was just a hot mess, honestly. And the fact that he's saying, he wants Sam to make sure that she never comes to any harm. I'm thinking, well, it's a bit late. She's already put your daughter in problems. I mean, he's got this fight he had was in front of your daughter, and the allegations around his sex life already show that potentially he's really putting your daughter in danger anyway. So it is what it is. I was also surprised because I feel like Pep was trying to like push back on it almost, and Treach wasn't. So I feel like if they were in unison, maybe it would have helped, but they weren't. But I thought it was also interesting that he kept saying to her, like, smile, look happy. You can tell Pep isn't really happy about the whole situation. She's in her own little kind of dizzy world to me, Pep. I also thought what was interesting was Egypt saying to her about, I know you was there for me, but you weren't really there for me. We already know Tyran has said that, his mum was on the road for the majority of his, life growing up. And Pep has said that before as well, and said that, she's been there a bit more for Egypt. But to me, it seems like Egypt is saying that it sounded almost like Egypt was trying to say that Sam's helped to grow her. Because I'm like, so what are you trying to say? Like, Sam's taken over parenting you? If that is the case, then that should be a concern. But yeah, I feel like the wedding was a hot mess, and it's simple as that. I'm not here for it. I don't care. I'm not a hater. I just think that when you can see someone potentially throwing their life away, it is kind of a sad thing to watch. But again, hopefully they will have a long relationship. But I won't be holding my breath for that.
And also, why wasn't Tyran told about the wedding? Because Pep knew. She went to the party that Eric threw in honour of his dad. And really, I was surprised that she didn't just tell her son that, your sister is getting married, like that day, or was it that day or the next day, whatever it was. But yeah, I don't like the way they kind of handle Tyran sometimes. It seems to me Treach usually kind of looks out for him, but maybe he assumed that his mum might have told him. But I thought that was a little bit weird. I don't understand why they're doing Tyran like that. Now, one of my subscribers left a comment basically saying that, you know, maybe it's because of the fact that she was a witness to what happened, which is why, you know, she would get married, so then she can't be a witness.
She can't testify against him, you know, being that she was there to witness what happened.
And that's an interesting point also to consider.
And also, you know, is she pregnant? Because I've noticed that even Pep asked that question, even though Sam tweeted out last week that apparently she's not. But then you've also got to wonder about, oh, is it just a case of, you know, wanting to have, is it conjugal visits? Is it about that? I just think it's crazy. I just think that Egypt is very, very much smitten and in love. And I feel like she loves him a lot. But for Sam, I don't know. I feel like he didn't really want to get married at this particular point in time, but he went along with it because of her. But anyway, what do you guys think? And I suppose some people will say, oh, it's good the parents were supporting them. But as a parent, and I'm a parent myself, right? As a parent, you're there to obviously support your children, guide your children. And also you need to tell them when things are not necessarily right. That's part of being a parent too. So, you know, you can still be there and be at the ceremony because she's going to do it anyway. Doesn't mean that you couldn't have told her, I don't think this is the right thing to do. This isn't a good idea because he's actually facing time. What is the rush? You guys have been engaged for so long anyway. So I think things like that could have helped just to clarify it in her head. But I feel like Egypt, like I said before in my other videos, is definitely seeking love and wants that kind of, you know, is seeking love in Sam and feels like he's filling some sort of void for her that maybe she felt was left by her parents who were always on the road. Because to me, there's much more there to that. You know, even in their conversation, you can see how awkward it was. You know, Pep had to go and get her a Henny. I can't really blame her because, you know, she just found out her daughter's planning to get married next day. And obviously, you know, she couldn't even have salt there. She couldn't even have like people there. How she probably planned it is her only one child. I could identify, I have one daughter too. And you'd want to be there for your child to get married. And you wouldn't want them getting in no rush, cheap ass wedding down, you know, and with some funky dress that looks like it's coming from flipping the market up the road with some bits of gold stuck to it. Sorry, it just wasn't me. I feel like, you know, for Egypt, she's a beautiful girl. I think she could have had an amazing wedding and had an amazing look as well. But, you know, if she's happy, then, you know, I'm happy for her. All right. Well, just about, okay? If with my auntie hat on, I would have told her, sit your little backside down. You don't need to rush and get into no rascal wedding so quickly because your man is facing time. Like, it's just common sense. Has anyone broken down the money situation to her? I did like the fact that Pep said that she's going to let her stand on her own 2 feet. Don't be calling her for no money because now it's her and her husband, because she ain't trying to support her and her husband. So I hope Pep and Treach both kind of stick to that kind of way because, yes, they're grown now, they're married, and they have to find their own way. So I wish them well in finding their own way. I just think, yes, you guys might be in love. I think this was a terrible, terrible timing to get married. Absolutely stupid. But again, you know, we live this life. We have choices in this life and we can choose to be stupid or not. It's a choice. So choices were made. In other news, it was good to see Tanise and Sequoia clear the air. At one point, Tanise was beginning to annoy me because she kept going on about it, and I just felt like, look, just clear the air. We don't have to make it a big deal. And they did. So that's good. Cree, I thought it was interesting when she turned up at at Eric's party that he was doing in celebration of his dad. You know, she came along more kind of kumbaya and, you know, trying to be cool with Titi. And I like that Titi told her that, yeah, you've been doing too much and she's been called you've been creating an issue. And yeah, Cree did come in creating all the issues. So the quicker that she just owns that, the better. I feel like she's been trying to, like, you know, kind of sweep it under the carpet and, you know, keep it moving. You can tell she just wants to keep it moving now. But, you know, you did start that. And I think it's interesting also that she is more kumbaya without Savannah. So what is Savannah like? Your sidekick, so that both of you two get amped up together. But when you're not with her, you were kind of the calm Cree, which we prefer, to be quite honest. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. But I did like that Titi told her that she was doing too much. Anywho, that's what I had to say. Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.